Some may say that the dating pool has pee in it. But if you're someone looking for your future husband, there's 10 signs that you should be aware of, and we are about to get into it starting right now. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Keeping It Real with Kiaundra. I am your host, licensed marriage and family therapist, Kiaundra Jackson. So look, if you are dating and you are on this journey to still finding your future husband, or if you're currently dating someone and you just want to figure out if they're the one that you want to spend the rest of your life with, well, these 10 things are going to help you figure that out just right. So ladies, before we get into it, put in the comment section, let me know what are some signs and some qualities and some personality traits that you look for in a future partner and a future husband. Let's talk about it, because you know I love to chat about stuff like this in the comment section. The first one is that you feel secure with him. This is talking not just about physical security, but about emotional, spiritual, relational, and mental security as well. When you're in his presence, you feel safe. You feel like there's nothing that's going to happen to you and that you are protected at all costs. And the second one is that you share a deep friendship with him. I believe that the most beautiful marriages and relationships start with friendship. So this goes far beyond just the butterflies in your stomach and your heart skipping a beat. This is someone who's truly your friend, who has the core fundamental values that you share, and also the ability to connect with you on a deeper level. And you genuinely like each other. You can be in this person's presence for long periods of time, for days, for weeks, for hours, and you don't get tired of them. You've often heard married couples say, I love you, but I don't like you. The goal is to love your partner, your future husband, and like him too. The third sign that you have found your future husband is that he is consistent and reliable. I've told y'all 1,000,001 times on this channel, it is important for a man to keep his word at all times. And if he can't do a thing, he needs to let you know in as quick amount of time as possible. This speaks to having integrity and operating from a place of excellence. So integrity is just doing what you say you're going to do, when you say you're going to do it, how you say you're going to do it. And if you are encountering somebody who's not doing that, then this is a sign that that man may not be for you. And what I love about this one is that he is consistent. That means his words and his actions are aligned and they are congruent. And also this speaks to him taking a level of accountability. When he's wrong, when he's not doing things appropriately, when things are off track, he takes accountability and says, hold on, babe, I'm so sorry. I didn't do that correctly. You're right. I was wrong. That is a great man and a great quality to have in a man. The fourth sign that you have found your future husband is that your values align. Oftentimes we get so caught up on the superficial things, like what they look like, how tall they are, if they got a six-pack or not, all of those things. But we don't think about the things that matter long term. I've told you guys 1,000,001 times on this channel that differences often initially attract us to someone, but what keeps people together long term are similarities. So do you align with your career goals? Do you align with your financial goals? Do you align spiritually? Do you align in the areas of family and faith and the things that really matter most? But I've had some people who I know have gotten together and they think that they are aligned on some things, but as time progresses and changes and shifts and time passes, they find themselves not being on the same page. So I want to encourage you to think about these things. On your non-negotiables, are you guys aligned? The things that you do not budge on, the things that you are like, I want this for my future, I want this for my family, I want this for my bank account, I want this for my health, the things that matter most to you. Are you in alignment with those things with your future partner? Because if not, again, he may not be the one for you. And the goal is to make sure that he is. The fifth sign that you may have found your future husband is that he openly communicates. Now, we know that men have a very different communication style than women. Typically, women are a little bit more expressive with their thoughts, their feelings, and their emotions. And some men, especially if they are a man of color or have been socialized different than us, they tend to keep things bottled in. But sometimes there are some men who has done the work. There are some men who has really good communication skills. And you probably be like, Kiaundra, where he at? But I promise you, they are out there. And so while your partner, your future husband, may not be perfect with his communication, he's trying. And that is important. So if you are seeing attempts, if he's trying to express himself, if he's trying to share his thoughts with you, if he's trying to be vulnerable, that should be acknowledged and recognized. He may not be perfect. He may not get it right, especially if he wasn't socialized that way. But being that he's making effort to do that with you shows how much he loves and cares about you, and that he potentially wants to get you to the altar. Meet me at the altar in your white dress. Okay, I digress. But while we're here, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs it. Doing those simple things helps me to continue to create content like this for you. So let's get on with our list. The sixth sign that you have found your future husband is that you can be completely yourself in his presence. I've talked to you guys 1,000,001 times about being authentic in your relationship. You should be able to be your full, authentic self with all of your quirks, your likes, your hobbies, your wants, your needs, your past, and that person shouldn't try to change you unless it's for the better. Essentially, if they are trying to shift and change and make you into somebody that you're not, that's probably not the husband for you, because you want somebody who's going to love you no matter who you are, no matter what you're bringing to the table. Now, he also will call you out on your BS. So if you are not being your best sense of self, if you are finding that you are doing things that are detrimental, that are toxic, that are unhealthy, then obviously those things need to change. But for the most part, he should love you for who you are. And that's probably what attracted him to you in the first place, is you being your unique self and being different from the other women that he has met. So if he likes you for you, you should like you for you too. Hope you got that. The eighth sign that you have found your future husband is that he's willing to compromise and be accountable. This kind of goes back to the one that I told you guys a little bit before, but this one is crucial. All I know is this, is that a lasting marriage requires compromise. There is no way on God's green earth that you are going to have a successful, healthy, long-lasting relationship without some type of compromise. Yes, there will be times where you have to meet him halfway, where he has to meet you halfway, and that's okay. But the fact that he's willing to meet you in the middle says a lot. There are some people who are so rigid, and they are their way or the highway, and there's no wiggle room, right? That isn't healthy. You want someone who is going to be thinking about ways where they can help the relationship get to a resolve, help the relationship get to a place where you guys are meeting in the middle, you guys are compromising, or there is a little bit of leeway. If you find that he is rigid and he's not going to change, and he's extremely dominating and controlling, and he's not willing to compromise on anything, that's a red flag, sis. Red flag. The ninth sign that you have found your future husband is that you are able to see a future together. Now, obviously, if you're dating or in a relationship and the goal is marriage for you, you will want to make sure that you see a future with this person. If you don't see them in your future, or you see them changing or doing something really awkward and messing that up, then don't even think about considering marrying that person to begin with. This should be an all systems go. This should be, oh yeah, I don't ever want to be a phase or a time when you're not in my life. That is the energy that both parties need to have. So not only should this be a need, and this should be an exciting phase for you and him, but this should also really speak to the fact that you guys want to discuss having a shared life together. Don't think you're going to marry somebody and not talk about what the future will look like. I mean, obviously there's some people who have done it thus far, but probably hasn't worked out for them. So this is when you have those difficult conversations. This is when you have those financial conversations. This is when you have, oh, how many kids do you want to have? Where do you want to live? And what are your thoughts about religion and faith? And how will we raise our children? Do you even want to have kids? Are you ambitious? Ambitious is the word that I was going to say. I know it sounded like something else, but these are all conversations that you want to have together. And you want to make sure that that person is including you in their life. I'm going to say that again for the people in the back. Even during the dating and the relationship phase, before you even get to marriage, they should be including you in their world. They should be reeling you in like a fishing pole. You know, they should be reeling you in a little bit, and slowly but surely introducing you to their family, introducing you to their friends, getting more vulnerable with you, allowing you to see how they spend and how they save, a little glimpse into their finances, letting them see your perspective on faith and spirituality and God, and having those hard conversations about what family looks like, and where will you guys live, and how do you envision your lives? Because sometimes you can be really good for a person, but they may envision their life one way and you got a completely different vision of their life and or your life. Did I say that wrong? Y'all get what I'm trying to say. Nevertheless, those things don't mesh, they don't come together, and it isn't a good fit. And while both of you guys may be really good people, you're just not good people for each other. So we're trying to avoid all that because we're trying to help you find your future husband. And number 10, the 10th sign that you have found your future husband is you share financial compatibility. I should have probably put this one at the top of the list because we know that that is one of the top reasons why marriages end. If you didn't know, finances is one of those things. So this is the thing that you have to stay locked and loaded in. This is the thing that you don't play with. This is the area where you need to make sure you know what their spending habits are, what their debt is, what their saving plans is, what their goals are. Like, you want to have those conversations. Are we having one bank account, combined, separate? What does that look like and what do they envision? These are all real conversations that need to be had. I'm talking about verbally. Say them out loud, get them answered, put everything on the table. Don't just assume things in this area because assumptions will make you make an assumption, first three letters of that word, out of yourself. So remain curious and ask the appropriate questions. So look, my final thoughts on this is that, yeah, there's a million and one things, a million and one signs that someone could be a good future husband. But there's no point of somebody being a good future husband for you if you're not being a good future wife too. So I don't want you to think and be watching this video and being like, yeah, he got to have this and this and this and this, and he got to do this and he got to be this. But also too, what about you, boo? What are you doing? What are you preparing? How are you preparing for him? Because the goal isn't for him to just be an amazing husband, but it's also for you to be an amazing wife. So don't take these things for granted because the things that you want, there should be a mirror being held up to your face so you can also get equipped. You also can be those things as well. So I'm not going to get on the women too much. Maybe I'll do a separate video about that, but I wanted to leave that with y'all because I didn't want y'all to think that I was trying to get on the man without getting on you. So thank you so much for watching another episode of Keeping It Real with Kiaundra. Please don't forget to like, comment, and share, and I will see you in the next episode. Be blessed. Bye.